Hi everybody. So what we're going to look at here is how we use masks in Gimp. So masks are a very good way to kind of hide a section of a picture or to select a part of a picture. Can't really be done well with the lasso tool up here or with the color select. So let's say if we had a shape like this pumpkin, it would take forever to go around with the lasso tool. And if there's different shades, the color select tool mightn't work either. So masks are great for stuff like this, and they're very good for pictures of people as well. So to use a mask or to kind of utilize this feature to mask off a section of the photo or the picture, what we do is we use the mask tool down here. So first of all, I just got this picture from Pexels, which is a really good stock photo website where there's no royalties on the picture. So this was just on the opening page, and I picked it because it was a nice irregular shape. So if we want to use this feature and we want to select this pumpkin to cut it out, we turn on the mask option down here. So we hit toggle Quickmask and we get this red overlay. So I think Shift and Q will do it for you as well. So the trick with masks is there's only two colors we use when the mask is switched on. So we use white at the foreground and black at the background. So anything we color white is what we keep, and anything we color black will be kind of masked out with kind of Gimp's masking tape. And it will give us a selection then of what we're going to use. Gimp kind of figures it out for us. So I'm going to select my paintbrush, and I'm going to pick a kind of a good size paintbrush, and I'm going to keep an eye on the type of brush. So I kind of want one that has a feathered edge, like we'll say, actually the one I have selected is pretty good. And I'm going to turn up my size to, you can see here, look, in my picture my paintbrush is way too small, so I would say it would probably need to be about 275. It's just a guess. Yeah, perfect. So it's kind of almost perfectly the size of our pumpkin. So anything we color white, so by white I mean it just kind of lightens the red overlay. So at the moment now, if I turn off my mask, you can see Gimp is keeping that section for us as our selection. So we go back in here, switch it back on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trace the outline of the pumpkin as accurately as I can with this kind of time restraint. So ideally you would spend a bit of time at this, and you might reduce the size of your brush in places to get into those kind of more detailed sections. And you could change the type of brush you have. If you want a really hard edged brush, you could use this one up here. And now, so what I'll do is I'll make a purposeful mistake here where I say, oh, I've gone too far beyond the pumpkin. So if I toggle my mask, we can see here it's pretty accurate, but I can see there's a few places I've gone too far. So if I want to undo that or fix it, what I do is I switch my colors. So where I use black now brings the mask back. So if I zoom in, so you can see now I'm telling Gimp where I'm clicking that I'm actually going to use a harder edge here. And I'm going to go right in against the pumpkin. So this is telling Gimp, no, bring the mask back, bring that kind of masking tape back in closer to the pumpkin. So if we go in too far, it will cut into the pumpkin. So it takes a little bit of time and patience, but it will give you a better result than using the lasso tool. And I think over here is the only other place really that we need to fix. And you can always check if you want to see how you're doing with it, you just toggle the selection. So we can see here, look, I need to fix this part here and maybe the bottom. So we'll do that. I'll just check it there and then zoom out. Okay, I think that's accurate enough for what we're going to do. So we could spend a little bit more time pushing those boundaries out. So now we've figured out with Gimp that this is our, I've got one little bit in the middle here, look, that hasn't been selected. Okay, so I'll just turn my mask back on and take that piece as well. Now, so what we can do with this is anything we want. So we can cut it out and put it into another picture. So I just go up here to edit and copy. And if I wanted to bring it into a new file, we'll say I wanted to overlay this into a poster or use it in any kind of a picture, I just paste as a new layer like we always would have done, and there's our pumpkin. Or we might want to use it in this picture where we'll copy it, and if we wanted to protect the background pumpkin, if we were trying something out, we could paste it as a new layer here. And then with that layer, we can move it around or do whatever we want to do to it. Like if we were going to paint over a section of it, or if we just wanted to mind it, or we were testing something out or putting a logo or text or whatever it was on it, and we just wanted to make sure that just in case we don't want to ruin it, we'll just test it out on that layer. And that's how we do it. So I'm turning the layer on and off there. So that is masks and how we select a section of a picture that can't really be done accurately with the lasso or the fuzzy select tool. So a great way of picking out shapes and faces of people, or where there's a complex background where we can't just isolate a color.